Why I would consider Dubai? Many reasons. A, diversification. I think any investor thinks about diversification. You don't want to put all eggs in one basket, right? US is also a great market, by the way. It's a huge market. It's the biggest market in the world, right? There is a property tax there. There is a property maintenance. There is insurance. Then if you are keeping someone as a company to take care of your property, you have to pay them a fee as well.
Chef from those countries are here.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that way, food, if you are a foodie, this is the heaven on earth.
This is heaven on earth, that's true. Except Gurgaon, except US, why only UAE did you think of?
Dubai over anything else. I think there are two reasons. Why not Tokyo? Why not London? I don't understand that market. Buying a property in Dubai, they need my passport, email address, and I can just buy a house. I just need cash. I think I read somewhere, and it is correct, that there are people from 200 different nationalities in Dubai today.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
That's true, right?
Yeah, we see that every day. So welcome to another episode of UAE Brews and Views with Shireen. I'm your host Shireen Kapoor, and with me today I have Mr. Amit Narula. He's the Global Head Product Operations at YouTube. As you know, YouTube and Google are the same company and a lot of people aspire to work there. Today we will get to know his valuable insights and deep research and experience as a foreign investor here of the UAE market. So let's hear it out from him.
Thank you, Shireen. Thank you for the introduction, first of all. Really appreciate. So, a little bit about myself. Born and raised in Delhi, India, right? I have studied there. I started my corporate career there as well, right? I worked in India for almost 15 years before I moved to US. Now, I have been in US for almost 6-7 years, right? Working at YouTube. Talking about wealth diversification, so if I think about my knowledge in terms of markets, of course, I understand Delhi, India really well because I've been born and raised there. And I've also made some small investments there, flipped and sold and all that. So I think I understand Gurgaon market in particular really well because I have also lived there and worked there for so many years. In US, I have not made any investments as such other than stocks and my own house where we live, right? Why I would consider Dubai? Many reasons, to be honest, right? A, diversification. I think any investor thinks about diversification, like they always say. You don't want to put all eggs in one basket, right? So you have to put, you have to diversify. Exactly. So that's one reason for sure. I think US is also a great market, by the way. It's a huge market. It's the biggest market in the world, right? Even the real estate market within US is also really big, right? You've been in Canada, you also understand,
Yeah.
like both US and Canada markets in real estate has done really well immediately after Corona.
Yeah.
After that, it's a bit saturated and tapered, but mostly it's done quite nicely, right? I think in US, earlier we used to get rate of interest around 2%, 3%, 4%, right? That's been the range for quite a few years. So as an investor, you think, what is my cost? Rate of interest, I need to leverage, right? So I need to pay rate of interest. I need to service the mortgage. Then there is a property tax there. Then there is a property maintenance. There is insurance. And then if you are keeping someone as a company to take care of your property, you have to pay them a fee as well. So if I do all the total, it's around 10% expenses.
Okay.
In totality today, with the rate of interest hovering around a 7% mark as an investor. Now, as an investor, I think if I'm going to put 10% as expenses per year, how much am I going to get?
Yeah.
Rental yield is not more than 6%, right? And capital appreciation is, let's say, 2 or 3%. So basically, I have a negative cash flow for at least few years till the time the rate of interest do not go down, right?
Yeah.
Dubai, as compared to US, it's much better right now. I think Dubai has done so well in real estate in the last 30 years,
Yeah.
predominantly in the last 5 years, right? There are all kinds of assets available. You can invest small, you can invest big, right? There are villas, apartments, condos, all of you have that. Then I think rate of interest, if you want to mortgage and take some loan, it's around 5%. Maybe for a non-resident, it's around 5.5%. It's less. Other than that, there is no fee. I don't need to pay any property tax. When I sell also, there is no
There's no
capital
capital.
appreciation tax, right? There is no income tax for my rental yields. There are many advantages today. And if I also think about capital appreciation, I think Dubai market will appreciate more as compared to US market in the next few years. Again, my personal opinion. I can be totally wrong, but it's my personal
Just
opinion.
because I think it's a new emerging market. US is almost a 100-year-old market. So I think it's a cycle.
Absolutely.
Dubai is yet to see that cycle. But another 3 years, I believe it's going to go up.
Yeah.
And I
absolutely.
think that's what everybody's talking about. So having said that, okay, let's say that, for example, you had to diversify from, besides the US, to another city. Still, I think there are other cities like Tokyo, there is Singapore, there are other cities around the world doing really well. Except Gurgaon and except US, why only UAE did you think of?
Yeah. So I think like in this world as such, there are so many areas where you can invest, right?
Yeah.
Dubai over anything else, I think there are two reasons. One is my own knowledge.
Yeah.
Second is ease of investment. Okay. From knowledge sake, like I said, because of my background, I understand Gurgaon really well. Gurgaon has also done so well. And I think I have been investing decently in Gurgaon already. US, I already discussed. I have my own house where we live. It's an investment kind of, right? You can eventually, if you don't live there, you sell off in 10 years. That's an investment from that lens, right? Why not Tokyo? I don't understand that market. Why not London? I don't understand that market. Another reason is those markets are still saturated, right? And the biggest thing is ease of investment, right? Today, if I'm buying a property in Dubai, they need my passport, they need my email address. I am a non-resident here. I don't have any visa whatsoever for UAE or Dubai, and I can just buy a house. I just need cash. That's about it.
Yeah,
I
you need
just
passport and money for Dubai. That's all.
I don't think that's doable in, I don't know, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's that easy in Tokyos of the world or Londons of the world for that matter.
That's true. Okay. So, talking about real estate, let's deep dive into it. You have done your research sitting from the US, I think, past 3 months, as I
Yeah.
hear it. You have been researching on UAE market. So, what are the top builders and developers that you would like to work with? And if so, why? And if not so, then why?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good topic. And like we have been saying, everyone has a style. My style is that I never put my money without doing any research, right? So I had a group of friends who visited Dubai just a few months back, just for making some investments. And they were like wanting me to also come along and put my money and buy something here. I don't do like that, right? I am a kind of a guy, I like to invest after I've done a deep research, right?
Yeah.
Today, I believe you can be sitting anywhere across the globe. If you have the intent and if you put in time, you can learn about any city in as much length as possible, right? So I did a deep research. Real estate is also a topic of my passion, so it's easier, right? If you do something which you like, it's easier to spend time there, right?
Yeah.
So I did a lot of research. I think, again, it's my personal opinion based on 200 hours I must have spent on YouTube and Instagram, listening to all the influencers in real estate industry here in Dubai. In my opinion and that study, I think Emaar is definitely a number one builder here. And we can see around when you just,
downtown.
you can see downtown, you can see Creek Harbor,
Yeah.
Dubai Hills. So many examples are there, right? So when it comes to building communities, I think Emaar has got that skill and they can replicate that skill in the future as well based on the past experience. So if I have to put my money in Emaar, I will not think twice, right? Then the government builders, Nakheel and Miras have come together now.
Yeah.
Again, that's another builder I can always put my money with. Shoba is great in terms of quality. Apparently, it seems they have reduced their sizes, but I think I can invest with Shoba as well. They deliver very good quality. Ellington is like a new kid on the block, right? But I have not heard from a single person anything bad about Ellington's quality, right? And I think they also complement with the size, right? So if I have to buy an apartment, let's say if I want to live in an apartment and I want to buy for myself or my family, I think I will close my eyes and buy Ellington. Sheer quality and size as well. Damac then I think follows after that. But I think if you stick yourself to these 5-6 builders, Bingati is not that bad, right? I think you find the right place, right apartment size, and one of these builders, you will not go wrong.
And what's the best view if you would have to select an apartment in the UAE? What do you think in Dubai will be the best view?
So it's not me. Research has proven.
Yeah.
Now consulting companies are writing about it. If you are able to find a condo or an apartment which has water views. Now it could be canal view, it could be lagoon view. If it is sea view, ocean view, nothing like it, right? Marina view, right? Those apartments always have appreciated. You can pick up the historical data and see, right? Second thing which is becoming quite popular is also the golf view apartments.
Yeah.
Dubai Hills, again, Emaar has a lot of examples where there are townhouses, villas, even apartments and condos overlooking the golf views. So I think anything water facing, golf view facing, of course, will appreciate a lot. We are in Dubai. Let's not forget about Burj Khalifa. Although that part is saturated now, I think it's very difficult to find an apartment which is a direct Burj Khalifa view because that market is saturated and I don't know how much it will grow. But if you want to make money in short-term rentals, Airbnb, and if you can put in a lot of money to invest upfront, Burj Khalifa view in Dubai is the best. It sells like a hotcake.
Yeah. That's right. So the whole of Business Bay and downtown.
Yes.
So a lot of people, come to Dubai to enjoy their wealth and to spend the money that they have. And I think Dubai does give you a good lifestyle in terms that you can enjoy your wealth. Not to say that you can't enjoy it anywhere else, but of course, Dubai being Dubai, just the center of attraction for all the fashion brands, everything about lifestyle. It's the hub. So what is your perspective coming from the States? And, just...
I always say this. I think APAC and including Dubai as well, which is a Middle Eastern city or a country, right, UAE. I think hospitality is one thing which is a big differentiator when we compare East to West, right? And if I visit a 5-star hotel here versus in Europe or America, the hospitality that I get here is great, right? So my dollar goes a long way, right? Although Dubai is very expensive now, I must accept that. But I think Dubai has best of both the worlds.
Yeah.
I always used to say this in Delhi. If you want to fill your stomach in 20 rupees, you can also do that in Delhi.
Yes.
Today, even Delhi, Gurgaon are so expensive. If as an individual you go out and eat in a 5-star with a couple of drinks, you can spend easily 10k to 20k in Indian currency as well.
Yeah.
Same is with Dubai, right? If you want to eat authentic food, authentic kebabs, go to Old Dubai, Bar Dubai or Dera or Karama, right?
I mean, all kind of possibilities there.
Yes.
You can fill your tummy in 20 dirhams also if
Yes,
you want to.
same thing is in Dubai as well. But if you go to Dubai Mall, the fancy restaurants are there. You can get a great experience overlooking the fountains, overlooking the Burj Khalifa. And food is also great, by the way.
Yeah.
I think one good thing I really like about Dubai is the availability of cuisines in terms of diversity of cuisines.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You want to eat Italian, you want to eat Japanese, of course you want to eat Lebanese, all kinds of cuisines are available
And
here.
also authentic.
Really
because
authentic
the
food.
chef from those countries are here. Right?
Yes, absolutely. So I think that way, food, if you are a foodie, this is heaven on earth.
This is heaven on earth, that's true. Okay, so let's move on to our next this thing, in which I would like to ask, comparing about, when you compare the US market to the UAE market, how do you find the cultural difference? Like, you've been here, you've been a senior guy at YouTube. So just want to understand, how do you find the cultural difference?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think in one word, if I have to say, I'll elaborate, but I think one word that comes to my mind is, in US, again, people believe in collaboration, people believe in networking. I think biggest startups have come from US in the last 1-2 decades, right? All the big tech, if you think of, right?
Yeah.
And nothing of that sort is possible without collaboration and networking. But I think that one word that comes to my mind when I talk about US work environment is very professionalism, right? Here, I'm not saying it's not professionalism here in UAE. Again, it's professionalism here. But along with professionalism, what I'm experiencing is a lot of personal touch, right? I think the reliability on network, I'm seeing more here, right?
Yeah.
People are ready to go out of the way to help you. Of course, you have to invest in a relationship from both the sides.
Yes.
Then only it happens, right? But I'm seeing that difference here. maybe it's also a factor of it's a reason that there are so many Indians here, right?
Yeah,
and I am an
60%.
Indian, right? And
Yeah.
here I think 60-70
60%.
60%,
Yeah.
right? So 60-70% people who are investing are also Indians.
Yeah.
And 60%, like you're saying, population is also Indian. So I see that connect as well, big coming from the same country. Yeah. So I see that.
It's a relationship driven market, that's for sure. And even I have experienced this, having lived in Canada, North America for a long time and then moving here. So I also feel definitely that it's all about networking and it's a relationship management end of the day, how you try to help people and then people in return try to help you, in other ways, in every possible manner. So let's talk about, you touch upon the fact that you are going to be in the US working, continuing after diversification of your wealth. Right. So let's say, what about your taxation? US, now the problem, I feel that a lot of US people are giving up their passports in the future.
Okay.
In the future.
Okay.
And I see it now also people are doing that just because of they are taxed globally. So how do you see that coming from a tax, a taxing economy, like where there is high taxes, and then moving on to an economy where there is no tax, not no tax, but like no personal income tax. You still have corporate tax and VAT, but still it's a tax-friendly state. So how do you fit that regime? How do you like it?
Right. So I think, yes, in US, tax is high. Income tax, especially if we talk about, is really high.
Yeah.
There are two types of taxes in US. One is federal tax and another is state tax. Federal tax is uniform across US and state tax varies from state to state.
Right.
I come from California. State tax is also very high. So in grand totality, the income tax is very, very high, right? But I think there is one, I don't know difference, but definite advantage there that like my son goes to a public school and it's a great school, right? So infrastructure in return, what I get is great. The schooling for my son is great, right? The overall administration there, like the police department and other stuff, right? All that support from government is there. So as a resident of US, I feel that, okay, I'm paying 35 to 40% taxes in totality, but I am also getting a lot in return. Yes. Okay. So I want to definitely say that in favor of US, right? If I invest in Dubai, there is going to be still advantage. Yes, residents are taxed globally, but I need to pay only federal tax if I make some money here, right? I don't need to pay state tax. So that is definitely an advantage if I invest in Dubai. And, in US also, they are quite fair. So if I'm making an investment here, any investment comes with a lot of cost as well.
Yeah.
So let's say if I buy an apartment and if I put it on rent, there is going to be rental yield, which is going to be my revenue, but there are going to be expenses as well. Let's say if I'm traveling, networking,
to manage
meeting
that property?
people, to manage the property, right? And then there are expenses in terms of property management, or I'm paying maintenance. Here, there is hefty maintenance as a landlord that I will have to pay. I can cut all those expenses from my revenue. So whatever is going to be my net profit, I'll have to pay federal tax back in US just on that.
Okay. So I have recently, because I understand the industry and I've been working with few individuals from the US who have migrated to UAE. Of course, not to say that you are migrating, but in general, people who have migrated. Earlier, their reasons were diversification of wealth, investing, international investments, tax-free zone. But now I also see one of the main reasons moving to UAE for Canadians or US citizens is that side of the world. For this side is the security and the safety of this place.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about it, since now you have experienced it yourself?
Yeah. So this is my second visit to Dubai.
Yeah.
I came 2 years back just to spend some time with friends. This time, this is more like a investment trip for me. Just meeting people, trying to understand, just trying to see what's happening on the ground. I have to honestly admit, right? Now, I've already spent 1 week here in this trip in Dubai.
Yeah.
I am amazed, right? I think I read somewhere, and it is correct, that there are people from 200 different nationalities in Dubai today.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
That's true, right?
Yeah, we see that every day.
You know what I'm amazed about? How, I don't know what is their like system, law, police department, or whatever it is. It is absolutely safe and secure here, right? Forget about male or female. I generally like to go for long walks just to explore the city, right? Even at 3 in the morning, if I'm going for a long walk, I'm not scared at all. Yesterday, I was shopping at Dubai Mall. I was taking some pictures. I had kept my shopping bags. I am zero scared that someone is going to pick up my bag. I have kept my phone somewhere. I've gone to get a coffee. My phone is lying idle somewhere for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No one is watching, but no one is even taking that phone. Honestly, I'm amazed. In a very, very positive way, I'm saying this. I think it's a case study for other countries to study. How are they doing it? Because when you have so much of diversity, like I said, 200 people from 200 nationalities, still there is zero crime to no crime here. It's amazing. I think it's one of the biggest reasons, not only me, but so many investors across the globe are looking to invest in Dubai or UAE.
Yeah. And that's security, right? Safety and security is one of the reasons you actually get. Dubai spoils you that way. Okay. I also feel that sometimes when I go back to Canada or visit any other country for that matter, even India or anywhere. But if I lose my, I forget that I forgot my phone. I just get so easy because in Dubai we are so easy, leaving our doors open, everything. So that is one thing that I feel that keeps me hooked to UAE. It's a magnetic factor with Dubai, and I think that's one of the key factors they are playing on the government policies, etc. It's all based on what an idealistic city should look like. So let's say you are going to buy the property, whatever investment you're looking at, and if that cross a certain threshold, which is 2 million, and now even 20% of that you can pay and get a golden visa, which is a long-term residency in UAE. So do you see any benefit of taking it? What are the pros and cons as a US expat taking a property, investing here and taking a golden visa, or not to take a golden visa?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. One should definitely consider. I don't see any disadvantage. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I love to travel. I love to travel a lot. I've been to 20 different countries. My dream is to cover 50 countries or maybe 100 in the future. Hopefully I can do that by God's grace. Okay.
Yes.
And the advantage with buying a house in Dubai, like these days, the rule is if you spend 2 million dirham, which is close to $500,000 USD or a little more, right? You can get a golden visa for 10 years for your family. And I think it's renewable as well, right?
Yeah.
If nothing,
as long as you have the property, it's there.
Okay, perfect, right? I think even if someone doesn't want to move here, completely, they can think of it as a holiday home, right? You can always use your own property for, let's say, a few months, okay? And then rent it out for other months in the year, right? One thing I really like about Dubai is location. Meaning, so I live in California. If I have to go to Europe or if I have to come to India, to meet my extended family, very long flights I need to take, right? Like going to Europe is on an average.
It's a different side of world, and
it's a corner of the world, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Dubai on the other side is center of the world. I always say this very beautifully, right? In Dubai, if you are a globe trotter or you love to travel, right? 5 to 6 hours you start flying on the east side. You have access to all the great locations. Thailand, beaches,
Bali,
Indonesia, Bali, Singapore, even Tokyo is not that far, right? So you have access to all that, right? Malaysia, Maldives, everything you have. If you start flying west, another 5-7 hours at max, you have Europe. You have access to Europe. And when you have access to Europe, you have access to so many countries, right? Where you can travel. So I think from travel destination standpoint.
Yeah, even Africa for that matter is such a beautiful continent itself. So
and now you have new countries which are becoming very popular. Everyone is traveling to Baku these days. I keep hearing.
These are all for UAE residents. These are all visa-free travel, right?
Okay.
So a lot of people travel to Baku. It's a very good party place. If you're looking at even Georgia is Tbilisi and all. It's a very beautiful place, and just 3 hours, or I think 3.5 hour flights.
That's the advantage. See.
Yeah, so people travel here on weekends. Yeah, so that's a good point. Point well noted as well, that when you are here in this side of the world, it's easier to capture a lot of countries, travel to a lot of places.
Take a Emirates Golden membership and
just
keep
travel.
flying Emirates and enjoy your life.
Yeah. Emirates is, by the way, another Emirates and Qatar Airways, all these Middle Eastern flights, they give you an ultimate experience.
Yeah.
So Dubai is also about Dubai is a brand, I would say. And because it's a brand, it's so much about lifestyle, And do you, as a person who's been living in the US from the Silicon Valley, do you feel any lifestyle changes for the better seeing here in Dubai?
See, I think in US there is a huge advantage. Even if you're living in one city or a state, the access to travel destinations is like crazy. There are 30 plus national parks, right?
Yeah.
Within California itself, where I live, if I have to travel, like there are so many places to visit, and they're really beautiful. One example is there is Lake Tahoe, just 3-4 hours drive from my place. Really beautiful, right?
The largest lake.
Yeah, it is, perhaps, right? And then we have national parks. And then I went to Hawaii.
Yeah, nature is there for sure.
Yes. So I think within the country itself, there's a lot of travel options. I went to Hawaii with my family just a few months back. It was heaven on earth, right? I came to Canada, Banff National Park, like 1 year back.
Banff is beautiful.
It's another heaven on earth, right? So those advantages are there. Dubai, that way is small, but like we already discussed, if you're a traveler, you live in Dubai, even if you spend few months, if not the one full year, you can travel to other destinations, right? Dubai overall is not that big. Within Dubai, after you spend few months, you can get a little bored, but then people can easily with 2 to 5 hours flight travel outside.
So you've been born in Delhi, worked there for such a long time, bred there. Now you've moved to the US, so I'm sure a lot of people would want to know about the fact that what and how is the US tech market, how is it working, like how is this whole synergy of Silicon Valley, being in the Silicon Valley, meeting people out there, how's it? Just if you could elaborate a bit.
Yeah. So I think experience of living in the Silicon Valley, in the Bay Area is amazing, right? Like we already discussed, all the biggest startups and tech firms have come from there in the last 30, 20, 10 years, right? Talk about Googles, Microsofts, Amazons and Teslas of the world, right? So all of them have come from there. So the experience is great. I think the like the brainchild of world, if I have to speak about, it is the Silicon Valley today, right?
Yeah.
And I think we were discussing earlier today that when they come up with some new products, they're not limited to a state or the country, but all these products then travel globally, right? Uber is a great example. I'm very fascinated with Uber, and now Uber is in so many 150 plus countries, I believe, right? So the tech in US, especially in the Bay Area, is really the hub of the world. They make products which travel across continents, right? So that is huge there. Advantage in Dubai, I am already experiencing, or UAE is, there is a big difference. I think technology comes along with cheap labor as well, right?
Yeah.
In Dubai, we were talking the other day at your home, even if we need to order one piece of lemon, it will arrive in 10 minutes.
Yes.
So I think when technology is complemented by availability of labor and cheap labor in this case, I think it's a big boon, right?
Yeah.
Today, I think it's so easy, even at 2 in the night or 2 in the morning, I should say I'm hungry, I need to order something. It's so easy in Dubai or UAE, right? It's not that easy in US. Restaurant, it's a different culture out there, especially when you're living in a suburb. There is a schedule that you need to follow.
Yeah, you have
Restaurants
to
will close around.
It's a lot of mechanical life there, as I feel it. But that's my perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. Okay. And so you are right now in the, I would say, in the best fit, earning in dollars and diversifying in dirhams. So I think that's the best spot to be in right now.
Okay.
Of course, that I'm sure you might be having a different long-term plan. But again, it's an emerging market, and when you talk about Dubai or UAE as a market, I also feel that because it is an emerging market, an upcoming market, a lot of initiatives are led by the government. And when you're backed by the government, when the government is backing all the initiatives, I think the faith in the system or in the market is always there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the more predominant, one of the reasons which is dominating when people invest from outside is that the government is supporting the cause.
Yeah.
That is what I think maybe you can, highlight.
I think I'll touch upon this topic, and in fact, I'll compare Dubai to Gurgaon here. right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I also have a couple of investments in 𝐵𝐻 for that matter. I personally think that things have changed even in India, especially in the last 10 years or so. If we go to India, I go to India every 1 year or every 2 years, right? The development I'm seeing, the infrastructure is getting built. It's good. It's very good. It's a different animal to deal with because of the diversity, and the country is so big, and where we have come from, like 75 years only since independence and all that. Progress is happening. But Dubai infrastructure development is next level, right?
Next level.
One of the reasons I'm thinking to invest in Dubai is exactly what you said. The government support is totally there, right? When I look at the highways, you can't be outside in this city and believe that it's just a 30 years, 25 years old city, right?
Yeah.
I am listening about a 90-kilometer loop. AC, like climate controlled loop they are creating, not for cars, not for trains, not for metro, but for people to be able to go out for a run or a walk or a jog or bike. Wow. I mean, once that comes true, and I'm sure it will come true. When UAE, Dubai government says they will do something, they will definitely do it. Metro expansion is happening, right? Highways, underpasses, and bridges are already awesome, and they're still expanding. They continue to invest. Airport is great, and they're coming up with a new airport which is going to be the biggest airport in the world, right?
Yeah.
Although 60 kilometers from where we are sitting right now in Business Bay, but still it's all infrastructure development. See, as an investor, there are certain things you cannot control. This is one thing you cannot control. But if the government is supporting you, you want to put your money there.
Yes, that's right. So, what a brilliant conversation. Thank you for sharing all your insights. And thank you for coming on the show, taking out time with your limited travel time. I understand that this is really, really nice of you. So, if there are any other questions that you would like to reach out to Mr. Amit, do put it in the comment section. I'm also sharing his email in the description box for you to get there. If you like the video or if you like the content, do hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you and see you again.